We have often seen a lot of good singers, rappers, and musicians who are very underrated or are not being recognized enough. New age artists are also often seen diversifying into other fields to promote and market themselves. One such artist is Kevin Harvey, also known as Harvey, who was once a bedroom producer, is now all set to go big and make a name for himself in the music industry. This is what is up in this episode of Trash Talks. I'm Raksai,
So
founder and the content chief for 22.1 Company. Welcome back to another episode of Trash Talks. Hey man, thank you so much for being on my show. How is it going?
it's going great, bro. Thanks for having me. This is like a really, I've wanted to do this thing for a really long time,
Thank
and
you
I'm
so
glad.
much. First of all, congratulations. Your music video hit 50K views on YouTube. I guess you might be like, the feeling might be surreal if I'm not wrong.
So hyped up. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, it's really
Uh,
good.
like, how did this all start? Were you always passionate about making music, and were you always wanted to become a musician, or you woke up one day like, okay, fine, I'll start making music from today?
I'll tell you the story about it. So it all started off like I'll have to take you back to like my school days. So basically, I first started out as an artist. Like I used to paint and stuff, and
Hmm.
later on, like I actually joined a band in my school. We were called
Okay.
Zero Gravity. So I was actually the lead keyboard player for the band.
Oh,
Okay,
great.
and then one day, my friend actually told me, he just gave me an idea. He's like, bro, why don't you just like play the piano and sing as well? And it just hit me. I was like, I don't think that's possible. But then once I actually started out doing that, we used to go and kill it on stage, and like it was me and like four other dudes from school, and
Hmm.
yeah, we won like a lot of performances and all of that stuff. So that's how my passion for music really started, and like I've been influenced by like a lot of people, like everybody in my family, like my grandparents, they were singers in the choir in the church and all of that, and they always like wanted to do something in music, but they never really had like the opportunities or like the push or to get them on that level. But
Hmm.
like thankfully, like I do have that support from my family, and like a very big influence for me like was my brother. He's
Hmm.
the one who actually got me into this hip hop and rap scene, and he always like pushed me to like he like pushed me like in a sense, like in a good way, like it was not like it was any pressure or something, but he saw some potential in me, and he always like wanted me to be like a better version of myself. So that's how it all started, and like now we're here, 50K, 54K actually. So,
That's great. That's great. So, when did you actually drop your first single or an album? When did this actually happen?
I think it started back in 2017. Yeah,
Uh
when
huh.
I first went to Christ University,
Uh
I
huh.
was in the hostel, and yeah, I brought like my mic and everything. That was
Yeah,
when
I
I
remember
first.
you recording beats and in your bedroom, right? I remember
The,
coming
the
into your room.
warden
You
used to
were,
literally, the
yeah,
warden used to literally
exactly.
come at the door to stop singing. I was like, sir, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
great. That's
so
great.
yeah, I actually started when I joined college actually, and it's been like 3 4 years since I've been making my own songs. And
Hmm.
I actually used to when I started out, I used to upload my songs only on SoundCloud, which is like a
Hmm.
free platform.
Exactly,
You
huh?
don't even make money, and you don't need to pay to distribute. So yeah, that's how I started off. But slowly, slowly, I started putting it out on stores, making music videos, because
Hmm.
like you can't just put out
Exactly.
any
You gotta diversify your platform, right? Yeah, exactly. So, do you also produce your own beats, or are there people working behind you for your beats and
Yeah,
your?
so I'm actually like a rapper, singer, songwriter. Okay, like I don't
Okay.
produce music that much. Like I work with other producers
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like like rapping is one thing and production is like a whole like it's a whole other ball game actually.
Mm-hmm.
So my brother is a producer actually, the one who I was talking about, my cousin brother. His name is
Okay.
Arman.
Okay.
Stage name is Indo, and yeah, he's a producer. I work with him. I work with like a lot of producers on YouTube. Like some producers put their beats out on YouTube, and like you can lease them and buy
Mm-hmm.
them. So all my music right now, which has been out, like it's been like collaborations basically. But then all the lyrics and all are mine. Yeah, that's me
Nice,
originally.
nice. So, do you even write your own songs, or you got writers too?
No, I don't have writers. I write my own songs actually. Actually, you know what? I don't even write, bro. You know how it is. I just like step in front of the mic, and
Hmm.
whatever that beat makes me feel, or whatever just clicks at that point of time, I just say it in front of the
So,
mic, and
so
it's
you're telling all the songs that you put out right now, all of them freestyle.
yeah, they're all freestyle. I swear to
Oh
God.
my God, that takes immense talent, man. I mean, like,
I've done that in one take. Yeah.
oh, nice, nice. That's interesting. So, like, you consider yourself as a rapper, right? Rapper. So, like, are you like these days new age artists or artists these days? They actually, they started diversifying themselves into other genre of music. Just say hip hop. A rapper is right now producing hip hop, or some other kinds of acoustic music and all this stuff. Are you planning to stick down to only rapping, or are you planning to diversify your genre, like going to hip hop, then what do you call?
So, like the thing with hip hop is like back in the day, hip hop was not a really big genre. Like it was
Mm-hmm.
only like gangster rap when NWA, Ice Cube, and all those people used to rap, right? So now what has happened to hip hop is it's diversified like so much. Like
Mm-hmm.
people even call like Post Malone songs hip hop nowadays, but
Yeah.
that is like that's like a subgenre of hip hop. Like you can have like emo rap, you can have like hype rap. There's something called drill music, which is
Mm-hmm.
like pop and all of that, and but me, like I don't want to put a tag on myself saying that like I'm a rapper, because then it shows that okay, he can only do this. So even in my Instagram bio it's actually written that I'm not a rapper, like I'm actually something. I'm something way more than that because I can sing, I can rap, like I can basically do whatever I want, and like I can experiment a lot with my voice. And I have through the years, like I've tried to do like almost everything. Like I've even tried to do gangster rap. But the funny part about it is I'm not living that gangster life, so it doesn't.
The hood
I
shit, you
don't
mean?
really roam around. I don't really roam around with guns and stuff. So I thought, like so about my music, it's I would not give it like a particular genre because it can basically be anything. But my music is more like my feelings basically put out on a song. Like what if you listen to one
I
song,
get it.
it you can like feel a part of me. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
try to. Like I want people to connect and relate with my music. So I don't really want to categorize myself into anything. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the music video that you were talking about, that we were talking about earlier, that has more than 50K views.
Yeah.
Like, if there was any particular idea that you want the music video to be like
Yeah.
this,
So
or
mhm. Yeah. So the music video that I dropped was for the song called "Empty," and
mm-hmm.
that was a part of my recent album, which is called "Broken Feelings."
Mm-hmm.
That you have to see
Oh,
the
that's
official.
a cool merch that you're wearing right now.
It's the official merch for the album. So this empty video. I mean, okay, let me just tell you about the whole album actually, because it all makes sense. So it's titled "Broken Feelings."
Mm-hmm.
So this was actually based on me going through like a toxic relationship. Okay, like
Mm-hmm.
a one where like it affected me a lot, and I was almost even going to like quit this stuff, but I like made something out of it. Yeah,
Yeah, erasing from the
I
tough
made
times.
something out of my sadness. So this empty music video, right? Like if you watch it, it has like some people or like people told me that it's pretty confusing because there are a lot of scenes where like it's dark and then it's suddenly light. But the whole concept and the idea behind is that like it's there's good and there's bad when you are in a relationship. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So when it switches from black to white, it shows how instantly like things between you and some other person can change, and how much like that one person like has an impact on your life. So
Mm-hmm.
so all there are four songs on this album, right? The first one is Empty, the second
Mm-hmm.
one is Hit You Up, the third one is Late Night, and the last one is Lost in Space. Okay, so these
Okay,
are
so
basic. Yeah, yeah.
so all
Please.
of these songs actually relate to the relationship that you had in the past.
Yeah,
All of them.
yeah, yeah. All of
Damn,
them.
damn,
They're basically my feelings. The
damn,
first is
damn.
the feeling of emptiness. The second is the feeling of hitting someone up and calling them and
Uh-huh.
asking. And the third is late night. There's a lyric saying, "Girl, I still think about you in the late night and stuff." So that. Lost in space. Lost in space is basically just me lost in my thoughts, and all by myself. And thinking like that. So
Damn, that shit sounds cool, man. I mean, like, this is something really inspiring. As in, like, some
it's
people.
really deep.
Yeah, it's
It's
all about how you rise from the tough times, right? You can either choose to be there and just give up, or you can just use it as a fuel or motivation to make something or be better version of yourself. So
yeah.
what actually went into making this music video? Were you like you wanted this music video to be in this way, or you sat down with the director, and you guys started brainstorming?
I actually directed the music video, by the way. Like it
Okay.
was all, but it was done like it was shot and edited by like a production company called Limelight. So
Mm-hmm.
they actually helped me make the video, but like it was all scripted. Like I wrote the script and everything. And if you see
Yes.
the cover of my album, like
Yes.
it's
Yes.
really,
Yes.
really like a broken heart. Wait, I'll show you something.
Uh huh.
This one, that's basically. Do you see that?
Oh yes. 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 Yes.
Yeah, so basically that's the album cover, right? So I actually like went for a photo shoot and like a video shoot together. So
Uh
that's how
huh.
that came along, and I directed it. And what else? Yeah, like we just went to like a few locations. It was shot in Hyderabad.
Uh huh.
Like it was shot in this location called Rock Castle. Like a lot of serials and movies also
Yeah, yeah, I've
shot
heard of
there.
it. It's pretty
Yeah,
famous in Telugu
yeah.
serials and a lot of South Indian serials.
Actually, yeah, there are a lot of like even when I went to shoot my music video, I saw like some South Indian serial shooting happening there. But anyways, like yeah, I got that done, and it was actually I thought it was going to take really long to shoot that
Mm-hmm.
music video, but it was actually pretty short. It was actually done in like 4 5 days max.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's
Yeah,
a pretty
because like
short time. Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, it was so short because the people I was working with, like, they were all professionals. Like, I actually hired a crew and
Mm-hmm.
paid them, and, like, sat down with them and told them how I want the shots, the effects, and everything. I think the effects in the music video could have been much better,
Mm-hmm.
but for a first video, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, you're still starting, right? There's still a long way to
Yeah,
go, if I'm not wrong.
yeah, and I actually have another animated video as well, which is like just for the song "Hit You Up." Like there's an animated lyric video where like
Huh?
I'm like lying down on a sofa and like it looks like
Oh
a
yes,
movie.
I've seen the preview. You posted on Instagram the other day, right? Yeah, yeah, that was like looking really cool.
It has like 1,000 plays. But, yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
you're getting there, bro. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So with music, with production, with singing, with releasing it, I believe it's as important as promoting your stuff and making sure it reaches as many as people as possible, right? So how do you think, like, do you market your work? Like, there are a lot of people who market the work by you know
Mhm.
getting themselves affiliated to a big record label, or they get a big artist on the song, or they do something like you have your own merchandise right now. Like,
Yeah,
do you
yeah.
think all of this is actually helping you make your album or your work go big, or is there something else that actually goes in making a work go big? Like, what is the
Okay,
marketing thing that goes behind the scenes?
okay. So the secret to marketing yourself is basically you need to take yourself and like your music just like any other product, and like you know I mean, this might sound really basic, but you remember the 4 P's of marketing, right?
Exactly.
So you basically have to do all of that. And with music, right, it can't, you can put out music, man, like there's no issue in that, but it is too less of something to market. Like you should have way more, like you should have like, music, you should have like videos. So that's why I made two different videos. Like I made a live action music video and like an animated one, so that there's like some, like it's unique, and it's like not like I'm not trying to repeat the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like the secret to marketing yourself is like always putting out more and more content, and just be consistent with it. Like you can't just drop something and then just sit and relax. So like my plan is basically each month I'm going to like release new music, and like probably try to get a video for it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I promoted my stuff, I actually work with this advertisement agency. And the thing is, if you are in a record label, you don't have to do any of this. The record label will do everything for you. They'll
Yeah, but
promote it.
according to my knowledge, what I have actually read or heard is that once you affiliate yourself to a record label, there are a lot of restrictions as well, right? Like,
Yes,
what is your
there's
take
a
on this?
Yeah, so I'll tell you what in what terms you're restricted. Okay, first of all the profits from your songs are not going to directly come to you. The record label is going to have their cut, and even for the advertising and everything that they do, like they can even like put out posters and billboards of you like on big places, and that costs a lot. And
Yeah.
sometimes the artist might just be like, yo, where's my money? And then the record label will just be like, it's gone in all of this, and you're like in debt. Like, so it's actually like it's kind of like a trap. Like, I've seen so many instances where people like or artists have just been fighting with their record labels, and they have some beef with each other, and they just leave, but then they're signed on contract, so they can't even leave. So
Yeah,
it's
it becomes a very
tough.
big legal issue, right?
Yeah, exactly. It becomes a very big legal issue because you're bound to a contract and you're a part of that record label, so you have to do what they say. So I'm really like, I'm not a part of a big record label, but me and my brother Arman, we're actually starting our own
Indeed,
record
you
label.
do have your own record label, right? That's what
Yeah,
you put up on Instagram the other day.
it's called Space Camp. So yeah, Arman, my brother, the producer, he's the founder. So it's
Okay.
me, him, and a bunch of few more artists who are just coming up. They're from Delhi. All of us are from India, and all
Hmm.
of us rap and sing, and like we all have our different styles. So we are kind of like starting our own thing because we don't want to be under someone. You get what I'm saying? We want to
This
be
makes
like our own.
sense.
Exactly.
Is there a
And
meaning behind the word the name Space Camp, or you're like Space Camp sounds cool?
like there is a meaning. It's basically that people say like the sky is the limit, right? So we are way above that. We're in space, so that's where we should. Yeah, because I mean, like we take this stuff really seriously, especially like me and my brother. Like it's always ever since we were like little kids, music has like always been a part of our life, and we've always like wanted to do something. So like right now, it's kind of like we're living our dream. So yeah, that's
that
the
that
meaning
that
of it. So basically, yeah, it's like our camp. Basically, our camp is me, him, and like other artists on our label, and we're just camping. We set our camp in space. Yeah, that's the
that
meaning of
sounds
it.
cool. So connecting this with entrepreneurship, right? I've seen a lot of artists, right? They have their own record labels, they have their own artist management agencies, and
Yeah,
they have their own merchandise. Now, just take Drake as an example. Now, for his new album, Loverboy, actually don't know.
yeah,
Yeah,
certified love.
exactly. Certified Lover Boy. Yeah, yeah, my bad. He collaborated with Nike for his own merchandise, right? That is something how he's promoting his album, and that is where your entrepreneurship skills or your smart work comes into play. Like, do you think even an artist also has to think in an entrepreneur
Yeah,
perspective, and they have to think smart?
yes, they definitely have to. And I feel that every artist actually should have a mind of an entrepreneur because you're the face of your brand. You get what I'm saying? Like right now, Harvey is like literally like it's a brand. Like I've got my own stuff. I've got my shirts. I've got these new slippers which say Harvey. Yeah, I'm wearing them right now. So yeah, like see, even all of this was just done to promote Broken Feelings. So like I said, it can't just be music. You should always try to diversify into whatever like you can. Like
Mhm.
you give a good example with Drake, but have you seen Travis Scott? Like he's a
Exactly.
musician,
He
has his own poster, like
yeah.
with McDonald's, and that's
Yeah,
like such a crazy.
yeah, he has his own McD meal, and right now he has his collaboration with a lot of brands. Indeed, right? He's going big. He's going too big right now.
So I totally agree with the statement that artists should like not only hard work but even like smart work, and they should actually think like a businessman and an entrepreneur. And the goal is to work with as many people as you can. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
like see even this like even this interview and this podcast which I'm having, like it is your thing, but now together we are making it like our thing. You get
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
yeah, so you should keep going and like do whatever you can, I would say, but just make sure it's like something related to you. that's
Mm-hmm.
that's my
Makes
thoughts
sense.
on that. Yeah.
So, since we're talking about music, rapping, the music and rapping scene in India is like going big right now. It's coming into the limelight. What's your take on this? Like, do you think this is the right opportunity for someone who's having thoughts to actually start off the music career, or do you think they should do it anyway, irrespective of the scene in India right now? Like you see a lot of big rappers like
Yeah.
Divine, Prabdeep, and all these people are going big right
Yes.
now.
Yes.
They're being featured in big on big big magazines and big blogs, and they're being featured on Vice and all that stuff. Do you think like this is the right time for someone to actually start?
Yeah, I think it's a great time because things like rapping and singing were never a big deal in India. Like probably 5 years ago, I would never even think that this would
Mm-hmm.
be possible. But right now, everybody is doing it. But that's the thing, bro. Like a lot of people are going to do it. But the secret is to keep doing it. You can't just quit. Like people like Divine and Pradeep, like they've been making music for years now, and that consistency and that hard work is what got them there. So I think like everyone can become, like anyone can actually become a rapper. Like even you can become a rapper, and like my neighbor can become a rapper. But the thing is to keep rapping. You can't stop.
You
Okay,
mean
so
consistency is important?
yeah, exactly. Consistency is very important in the industry, and like you can't. Like there have been so many. Like okay, take for example Lil Nas X. Okay, he
Mm-hmm.
dropped Old Town Road, he dropped
Mm-hmm.
Panini, and then he dipped. Right, like now where is he? What song is he making? He's probably working on songs, but he's not putting anything out there. Like even though it's been a hit, like I believe in slow progress. I don't want to be like a one-hit wonder. Like I want
Makes
to
sense.
build
Exactly.
I want to build myself from the ground up and then reach a level somewhere. So yeah, like I think like people like Divine and like there are a lot of producers also who Divine works with, like Says on the beats, Stunner.
Mm.
They are also like underrated, and like nobody knew about them like 4 5 years ago, but now like their names are like everywhere. So I want that kind of success or progress in my life with this as a career. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Are you also
So yeah.
planning to become a producer, or are you only sticking to songwriting and rapping?
Maybe down the line I can try. I have tried actually, but honestly, it sounds pretty whack. Yeah, like the beats that are made sound really bad. But yeah, I have tried. Maybe few years I can try maybe make my own beats because that would be really cool. I don't have to release anything, and it's all
Mhm.
my work. So yeah,
Damn, that's great. That's great.
maybe.
Now you put out Broken Feelings like a week or two ago, if I'm not wrong, right? What's coming up next?
Yeah.
What's in store for us? What's in store for our audience?
Yeah, so my birthday is coming up on 23rd of October. So
Damn, that's
on
gonna be a
that,
big day.
it's going to be a big day because I'm going to drop a crazy music video for this song of mine called "Step in My Shoes,"
Mm-hmm.
which is basically like a song about like my life, and like I mention my friends and like where I stay. Like I've shot it literally in my house. Like you see me sitting right here. This was the setup for the video,
Damn,
and
damn.
I'm really excited for it. So this "Step in My Shoes" is a part of another EP,
Okay.
which is called Diamond. Okay,
Which is called
so yeah, it's called Diamonds.
Diamonds. Nice. Okay. Okay.
Diamonds. So it's gonna have 5 songs on it, and so I'm gonna drop it like single by single by single, and then group it all together probably by November or December.
That
So yeah, I'm
ending
gonna
the year
drop
on a
it.
good note, maybe.
That's right. Like
Damn.
this year, man. Shit, when the pandemic started, like I was so I thought like this would never happen. Like I could never make songs. But then, um, you remember like I used to post like a song every day, right, on
Exactly. I
Spotify.
remember it was back in June or something, right?
Yeah, so and all those songs were also just freestyle, bro. Like I would just sit down one day and I would make that song on that day itself and release it. Yeah,
Oh, oh,
but
damn. Okay.
it was very unprofessional though because it was not properly mixed and mastered. Like it was just
Mm-hmm.
like song making is just you can't just record and then put stuff out there. You have to send it to an audio engineer who's actually going to mix it and master it, and then it's going to sound like studio quality stuff, which is
Mm-hmm.
that's what I put out on stores now. All the
Damn.
music on stores are all properly mixed and mastered.
Damn. Damn.
Yeah.
Are you planning to bring any big artists on the
Uh,
stage right
yeah,
now? Like, are you
yeah.
planning, or do you have any ideas, or are there any already lining up for us?
Yes, there are actually a lot of collaborations which are like coming, but you guys will have to wait on that. Like so,
Yes, yes,
there's
yes.
So there's an album with me and my brother, and
Uh-huh.
the producer of that, yeah, the producer who's made the beats for that entire album is Divine's producer. Yeah, Says and Stunner.
Oh, you're producing
Yeah.
with, you're collaborating with Sense? Oh, damn, man. That's some great, that's some big stuff.
Yes, I have a song with Says, and it's called Dollar Signs. That's going to be on Diamonds, and there's
It's
this
gonna be
one
on
album.
Diamonds? Oh my God.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's oh, bro, if you hear that song, you're going to lose your mind. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for that. Yeah, so this is just the beginning, I would say. Broken Feelings is just like a warm up for me. And before Broken Feelings, also, I put out like 3 albums, but they were just on SoundCloud. But yeah, like
Fine.
I'm
You're going
actually
big.
taking
You're
this
going
seriously.
big. We are just starting.
Yeah, that's right. Start from the bottom.
So before we come to or we end our session today, one last question. What actually inspires you to wake up and make music? This is one thing, there was this one thing that inspired me to start this podcast, right? I wanted to build something on my own. I wanted a side hustle. I don't want one source of income. Right now I'm working a 9 to 5, and then during my free time or during the weekends I do this job or I record my podcast. There should be something that actually, is the catalyst for you to make this or come up with your own music. What is that? There's some one thing that actually pushes you every day.
So there's like not only that, like there's not one thing. There's actually like a lot of things. The first thing is like my love for music. Like I
Mhm.
never see it as like work. I've never seen music as work. It's always been like something that I love doing. Like deep down in my heart, like even if like I'm at the lowest point of my life, like I would just go and record. Like that
Mhm.
is what would bring peace in my mind. So first is that how it's just the first thing that pushes me to do this every day is my love for it. And second of all is like my biggest source of inspiration for this is like my mom.
Mhm.
So my mom is like she's a single parent and she's raised
Oh,
me all by
no,
herself for
that's
like
big
21
respect.
years. And yeah, she's always taught me to work hard, basically, just work hard and stay committed to whatever you're doing. And she's always supported me with this. And yeah, I actually do it for her. Like I want to give her a life that she deserves, and I think I can do that with music and becoming big in this. So yeah, those are my two catalysts for doing this every day: my
Yeah,
mom and my love. Yeah.
yeah, that's inspiring. Yeah, man.
Yes.
Thank you so much again for coming on Trash Talks, Kevin, aka Harvey. It was great
So
hosting you. It was great. We guys are really excited to see what's in the store for us and what's coming up. I hope you
sorry.
make it big. This is just a start. I know this is just a start. I hope you put in the consistent work. Until next
Uh,
time, thank you so much,
yeah.
guys. This is Rak signing off with Harvey.
Yeah. Let me also say something, guys. Go check out Trash Talks. Go check out Broken Feelings, Apple Music, Spotify. New music coming soon. Let's go, baby.
Yes, let's go, guys. Let's
Let's
go. Thank you, guys.